We often talk about people as being born a genius, but how true is that really? Smartness is not simply tied to genetics or hard work, and contrary to popular opinion, it mostly depends on your external environment. Have you ever had the nagging feeling that you're not making any progress in your quest for knowledge? Well, then you should be checking on certain factors that have a lot of influence over our overall smartness. Doing even the bare minimum of studying them can go a long way in making you smarter. Welcome to Alux.com, the place where future billionaires come to get inspired. Number 1. You don't read. We can all agree that reading is essential to getting smarter. Many cognitive functions come into play when you read. Whether it be nonfiction, fiction, poetry, or history, reading basically enhances connectivity within regions of your brain. And when you don't do this activity, several parts of the brain are not being used. Number 2. You're not open to new ideas. No one is an island of knowledge, so if you find yourself being the only one with suggestions in a group, you're probably not listening to what others have to say. The beauty of our individuality is the ability to get the same result in multiple different ways. Why not try this out sometime? When you're solving a problem with others, ask if anyone has a better suggestion and see the uniqueness in everyone's comments. It's like the old saying goes, several roads lead to the market. Number 3. You don't ask questions. Sometimes the first step to finding a solution to your problem is simply asking why. Why has been the starting point for the greatest discoveries in history. So if you feel you're not getting smarter, check your activities. Have you ever questioned the state of the things you're doing and the reason for them being so? If not, well, you've got your answer. Intelligence is about your ability to learn and process information and not about how much you already know. So if you don't ask any questions, how are you going to keep learning? Number 4. You don't eat well. Have you ever stopped to check what kind of food you're eating? Several pieces of research have pointed out the importance of nutrition to your overall IQ. People with lower scores tend to eat unhealthy food and often load up on things like sugar and fast food with very little amounts of vegetables and fruits. Foods like dark chocolate and green tea have been found to improve brain function. Now, while eating cannot magically make you smarter, you can put your body and mind in the right position to work well and assimilate better. Number 5. Proper rest isn't a priority and you're always stressed. A good night's sleep is an important recipe for growth. Sleep, a lot of the times, falls to the wayside when people have a lot of things to do. But we often forget the power of sleep and its effect on our performance. World-class athletes prioritize their sleep, and so do other career professionals like musicians and teachers. We're all guilty of skipping sleep to prepare for an exam, but contrary to popular opinion, it actually has an adverse effect on our ability to memorize. And there's science behind this. While we sleep, our brain creates new connections called synapses between neurons, and these neurons are the building blocks for our decision-making and memorization. Number 6. You don't make time to have fun. How often do you take time off for fun? And we're not talking about resting here, but actual activities that are your hobbies. For context, a fun activity is something you enjoy doing, something that gives you pleasure and is amusing. Do you know that about 100 million nerve cells are stimulated when you're happy? There's also an increase in the white matter, which is a key factor in positive mental health. And we're not going to bore you with the details, but if you work all the time without having fun every once in a while, you become less and less effective in what you do, including reading, and that makes it harder to become smarter overall. Number 7. You're not motivated. If the activity you're working on is something you're not interested in, it'll be very difficult to stay engaged and make progress. In fact, if you're not stimulated in one way or another, it'll be very hard to grow. There's a direct correlation between the amount of motivation and one's level of intelligence in a field. Number 8. You don't practice mindfulness and meditation. In this day and age where everyone is always on their smartphones, the amount of information we consume can easily overwhelm our senses, but we don't often notice it that way. When was the last time you took some time away from your gadgets just to practice your breathing? It's been a while, hasn't it? Meditation is very important. It helps to control and calm the brain so you're able to better perform in the long run. When you meditate, you're able to unlock more potential while also suppressing anxiety, depression, and other mental ailments. Number 9. You don't ask for help. It can be tempting to wade through activities alone. Yes, the final gratification is often very satisfying, but is it really effective? Collaborative environments enhance brain activities. You also get to learn different ways to do the same thing. And the advantage of working with others is very obvious. Where you lack, someone else excels, and vice versa. Number 10. You don't follow set routines. Do you have a routine that wakes you up mentally? If you're not getting smarter, it could be because you're not finishing your tasks before jumping onto another one. Now, this might not be deliberate, but because you don't have a guide on what you do at a specific time, you end up innocently messing everything up. By establishing a routine, you can set aside time for miscellaneous activities and focus on your mental health. Routines help you to concentrate on the task at hand, allowing you to give your all to whatever you're doing. Number 11. You don't write down your thoughts. Do you keep a journal? A lot of people don't, and while it's not a bad thing, having a journal can give you a mental boost and make you smarter in the long run. When you have a journal, you'll be forced to reflect on your activities each day, and it'll directly boost your brain power. As an adult, you might think that it's kind of silly to keep a journal and that journaling is something only teenagers should do. But you couldn't be more wrong. Journals help you to organize your thoughts, help you to achieve your goals, and improves your memory in the long run because you'll always be reminded of your goals. Number 2. You don't teach others. Have you ever heard of the protege effect? If you don't know what it means, the protege effect states that when we teach, we learn, and it was coined by the Roman philosopher Seneca. If you feel like you're not getting any smarter, find someone to teach the little you know. In order to teach someone something, you need to be well versed in that topic to be able to explain it concisely and logically. And how does it relate to smartness? Well, the emotions elicited when you teach are very powerful stimulants for learning. A teacher will have the urge to learn more about what they want to impact their students with. And with this goal in mind, they're able to assimilate better than someone who's just reading for themselves. Number 13. You are the smartest in the bunch. Look around the room right now. Do you think you're the smartest person in it? Well, if you are, you need to find a different room, my friend. You need a source of knowledge to gain knowledge. Smart people make you smarter. So if you're the smartest person in a group, there's almost no way for you to grow. Very often, people who are smarter than you will make you up your game. They also spark interest and introduce you to different concepts you didn't know before. In your place of work, identify a coworker that's the most skilled in an area and ask them to teach you about it. Number 14. No exercise and athleticism. It's no surprise that studies have shown people who exercise often end up doing far better in life than those who don't. Yes, exercise is mainly about keeping physical health and building muscles, but it has its advantages when it comes to your neural network and mental health as well, with all the endorphins and hormones it releases. And if you don't exercise, you may be dealing with anxiety and depression that comes with sitting still for long hours and not feeling good about your body. And fun fact, aerobic exercises stimulate the creation of new brain cells. Number 15. You don't explore your creative side. When was the last time you picked up an instrument and played it? Okay, you don't know how? Well, how about the last time you did something that was entirely creative, like drawing? While some are more challenging than others, music and art-related activities make certain parts of your brain work well. Have you noticed that painters usually have a self-awareness that can't easily be found in other professionals? Well, this is because it requires a keen sense of awareness of details. Now, imagine them using this heightened mental awareness to do other things. Well, that's a formula for success, my friend. A lot of factors have to be considered when talking about smartness, and if you want to get smarter, you have to instill certain habits that will nurture your mind and allow you to find unique solutions to your everyday problems. So, Aluxer, tell us, which of these reasons can have the most effect on your overall smartness? We always love hearing from you in the comments section. And since you were able to make it here to the end, we've got a little bonus for you. Do you always wonder whether you're working smarter or harder? Well, we've made a detailed video called Working Hard versus Working Smart that highlights all the differences and allows you to keep on track. You can check it out by clicking in the top right corner or the link in the description. Thank you for watching this video, Aluxer. If you found it valuable, consider subscribing to our channel and joining our awesome community. And if you're still hungry for more, we handpicked this video for you to watch next, or head over to our website for more amazing content. See you tomorrow.